This is Daniel Villarino. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's going to be a new year, 2015, so I want to do in this video something new. And I decided that I'm going to do a bottle stopper. You're going to say, no, wait, you just made a series of 5 bottle stoppers. What's new about this? Well, what is going to be new about this one is the finish that I'm going to apply. I decided that I want to try something that I have never tried, which is the CA glue finish. So for this bottle stopper, I'm going to use this piece of black palm, which I think is going to look very nice with the CA finish. And I hope I can get the shiny and bright finish that a lot of people has shown in their videos in YouTube. I'm going to prepare the blank the same way that I did for the 5 bottle stoppers that I turned before, and that appears in the video part number 2 of the bottle stopper series, and I'm going to put a link right there. For this blank, what I'm going to do is cut a piece about 3.5 inches long, and then I'm going to mount it in this chuck, which is a mandrel to hold square pieces in these jaws. It's used to drill pen blanks, but you can also drill some other pieces. This particular one has a big distance between the jaws. I can put a bottle stopper blank there without problem. I'm going to make a perforation using this bit. It's a 5/16 of an inch bit, and then I'm going to use this tab, which is a 3/8 of an inch tab, to make the thread. Now, Emilio from Panama suggested in my second part video for the bottle stopper series that instead of using first the bit and then the Forstner to square off the face of the blank, to do it the other way around. And I think he's right, and the reason is the following. If you check the Forstner bit, it has a tip here, so you use the Forstner just to square off the face. You just need to wear off a little bit of the surface, but this part here is going to make an indentation in the wood that is not going to facilitate the penetration of the other bit afterwards. So I am going to use a Forstner bit that is 1.25 inch in diameter. That's more than enough to cover the surface of the base of the bottle stopper. And once I have the blank finish, I'm going to mount it in the bottle stopper mandrel, which is this one. Now, the main reason for which I didn't try the CA glue finish before is that I was worried about getting CA glue all over the place and also sticking to the mandrel and the metal surfaces. But I think I have a solution for that, and I want to try it now. I have this remaining piece from a framing project. It's a plastic piece, probably polyester or acrylic, I don't remember. You can get a piece of polyester in Home Depot, about 8 inches by 10 inches for $3, so it's not expensive. And you may already have some left from some project before. So what I am going to do is I am going to cut a couple of pieces like this one from this one. I already have cut one, and I am going to make a circle. I'm going to trim it approximately like an octagon, so that then I can mount it on the lathe and round it up. What I'm going to do is cut 2 pieces. One of them is going to be bigger and the other one is going to be smaller. The bigger one is going to be against the chuck here, and is going to work as a protector of the mandrel. The smaller one, I'm going to make it of the same size as the base of the bottle stopper, and it's going to provide me with a guide for when I am doing the turning. So I am going to make a perforation in these sheets the same way that I did it in the blank, and I'm going to thread the 3/8 thread in each one so that I can place it in the mandrel. Okay, so I'm going to prepare the blank, and I am not going to show that in the video because I already shown that in part 2, but once I have it mounted on the lathe, I will begin the process of turning and then applying the CA finish. Okay, let's get to work. Cheers! You can't always get what you want. Well, you know, I've been trying to find a 3/8 nut to fit here and I couldn't. So as you can see, I made these 2 pieces of the plastic that I had. I make a hole in each one, and then I use the tab to thread a 3/8 of an inch thread there. So I'm going to place it in the mandrel. I put a couple of washers there because the thread of the mandrel doesn't go all the way to the back, so that I don't risk to having it floating there. And I couldn't find the nut, so what I'm going to do is put a couple of washers here and use the blank to hold the piece. That way I have this piece secure there and I can turn it round. So the bottle stopper blank works perfectly as a nut. So like the Rolling Stones, you may sometimes get what you need. Okay, so this one is going to work as my barrier. That's the big one. That's the one that is going to go against the bottle stopper. I'm going to put this one here because I want to make this the size of the base of the bottle stopper. So I have 2 washers made of plastic, a bigger one to protect the mandrel, a smaller one that is approximately the size of the bottle stopper base. I'm going to place the blank there. after a couple of mishaps with the plastic there, it was too big, and I had a catch with a tool and it broke, so I had to trim it down. Basically we had to make another one because this one is broken, but still the other one is there, so just being careful when I apply the CA glue should be okay. This is the final shape I wanted, so now I'm going to sand it, and I'm going to take it to 600 grit. I'm going to begin with 150 and go through all the grits, and then it's going to be the moment of truth when I apply the CA finish, and let's see what happens there. Alright, I have the bottle stopper sanded to 600, and since I lost the protection that I made before, I'm going to just put some electric tape around here to just be more careful, and I'm going to now use the CA glue to make the finish. Okay, I have cut several pieces of paper of this size, and what I did is I basically folded by half and then in thirds like this, so I can use this part to apply the glue. So I have like 12 of those to apply 12 layers. What I'm going to do now is to turn the lathe. I'm going to put it sort of like 500 RPMs, sort of slow. Right there is 520. So I'm going to turn the lathe. I'm going to apply a few drops of thin CA glue over here, make a pass all the surface, and then apply some accelerator so that I can do the next layer, and so on until I complete the 12 layers. So I am planning to do 12 layers of thin CA glue. This is the one that has 50 CPS, that's the measure for the viscosity. And I'm going to apply the 12 layers and see what happens from there. Okay, I applied the 12 layers, and one thing I forgot to mention is that more than anything in this situation you have to use a mask that has this type of filters, particularly if you are working in a place that is not well aerated. So it has some streaks, but now comes the sanding, and with that it should eliminate it. So it looks pretty good. Let's see what happens. It has 12 layers of CA glue. That generates a plastic film all over the stopper. It's already dry. So now comes the micro sanding. Okay, now I have to do the sanding, and for that I am going to use the micro mesh sanding pads. I have them in water here. I have this tray with some water inside, so I'm going to do a wet sanding. I think I mentioned before in some other video that I am colorblind, so I asked my wife to put them in the order that they are in the chart, and I'm going to keep them that way so that I don't get confused. But basically this is the order that you begin. The first one is the rust, is 1500, and then 1800 for the green, 2400, 3200, 3600, all the way to 12,000. The 12 layers of CA glue form a thin coat, like a plastic coat. So basically now it's like working with acrylic. I'm going to turn, and the first one is the one that I'm going to be more careful. I'm going to keep wetting it there, and I'm going to be more careful in the sense that I want to remove the streaks with this one. Once I finish doing that, the other ones should go pretty fast. And for this I'm going to rotate at about 600 RPMs. I'm trying to see if I see any streaks. I'm going to try it. I see some around here. That's basically in this area here. So I'm going to sand a little more with this one in that area. Okay, that seems to have worked pretty well. So now I'm going to go to the green. Hopefully. These passes now don't have to be that much prolonged like the rust one, because the work was done basically by the first one. Now we just want to erase the marks of the first one. I'm going to the 2400, which is the black one. Now to the tan. This is the wine. And now I guess this is the teal. Purple, which is 6,000. The blue, which is 8,000. And finally the gray, which is 12,000. It looks pretty nice. What I'm going to do now is to apply some high gloss finish. Okay, this is ultra gloss plastic polish. The brand is Hat. So I'm going to apply just a little bit on this paper and apply to the piece. says to apply first slowly and then increase the speed. I'm going to remove it from the lathe and put it in the hardware. When you put the glue inside, you want to do this process very fast, otherwise it may get stuck in the middle. Okay, that's the finish one. New project for the new year. Alright, I finished the bottle stopper. Let me give you a close-up. This is a very nice wood, the black palm, and I love the finish. It looks like glass, very shiny. I'm going to apply this same finish to some other projects and see how that goes. I think that for the next one probably I'm going to apply more layers because I think you may run the risk of overdoing the sanding, particularly the first one, and remove all the CA glue. But besides that, I think it looks pretty nice, and there you are. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please comment, subscribe and like it, and until the next one, cheers!